Welcome back, Love Tribe. This is Tracy with TR's Tarot Talk 1111. If you are new to my channel and you like the messages that you receive, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Maybe even drop a comment down in the section below. I really don't have many announcements, except for if you do join our tribe here, or if you're already a member of our tribe. Don't forget that at the end of this month, there will be a gratitude drawing for anybody who has monetarily supported the channel in any way, shape, or form, whether it's through Patreon, receiving or purchasing a private reading, or donating to the channel. There's a message over on my community tab that tells you everything that is in that drawing and giveaway, and how to enter is simply by ordering your own private reading. Like I said, joining Patreon, which if you resonate with liking Pick a Pile Spiritual, because I am a spiritual reader, if you resonate with being on a spiritual journey or an enlightenment, ascension journey, or twin flame, sacred soulmate journey, you might want to consider Patreon, because over there is where we are really focused on navigating that journey together. And I give a lot of guidance and support over there. So let's get down to your reading. Today is a Pick a Pile reading. If you've been here before, you know I like to channel deep, long, drawn out messages. Today I wanted to try something different. We're going to try a quickie. Not a super quickie, but a quickie according to TR's energy. So we are asking, what is the current situation and advice Spirit has for it? It can be on anything. It could be in love and romance. It could be in finances and career. It can be your current energy on your ascension. It can be anything. We're going to take a look at 3 tarot cards, and then we're going to get advice. Okay, so let's bring you down to the reading. We have pile number 1 is this beautiful twin quartz. Pile number 2 is this beautiful purple angel, or aqua aura, I think it's called aqua aura quartz. And pile number 3 is the monatomic Andara quartz crystal. Okay, it's a hard one to pronounce, but there you go. So take a moment, meditate, choose your pile, and I will see you at your pile. I'm going to put these ones out of the way. Now remember, this is going to be a quickie today, guys. So my pile number 1s, let's get your tarot out. We have 9 of Pentacles. For your current energy, 6 of Pentacles. And, King of Swords, logic. Okay, so what I'm seeing in your current energy is you're trying to make a practical, you're using a practical, logical approach to creating abundance is what it looks like. So we have rewards, generosity, and logic. So 9 of Pentacles for me is I succeed with, without, or in spite of anybody else. This is autonomy. This is independence. This is entrepreneurship. It's somebody who creates their own abundance. The next card is generosity. Okay, so what I'm feeling with the generosity is that perhaps you've got a choice here between accepting help from others or doing something completely and utterly on your own. And it does feel like it has to do with finances and career for you guys. Now, if it's not finances and career, another way I look at the Nine of Pentacles, and if it's relationship, this is, could be a choice that you're trying to use your logical mind to take your emotions out of it, because this is a practical approach here with Pentacles and Swords. You've removed the emotion from the equation, and you are trying to decide on whether or not the energy that you are currently choosing between is reciprocal, reciprocity, equal give and take, right? It's like, should I do this alone or should I co-create with someone else? And if this is just about your future, I feel like I'm just really feeling like this is a choice here. I mean, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles is like either or. I either do it by myself, or I accept generosity or give generosity to another. And you're trying to decide that. So apply this in your own situation as it fits. But it does look like emotion has been eliminated from this energy. This is a more logical approach to finding security and balance in your life. And it looks like you're trying to decide on whether or not you can do this by yourself or if you need help. Okay? Let's get you some advice. We have professional assistance. So Spirit's saying it's okay to get help if you need it. Okay? Whether you need to apply for a loan, or you need to ask for advice, or if you're going through a divorce, because sometimes Nine of Pentacles is getting single, right? Or it's being single. It's finding your independence and autonomy. Then this can also be, seeking professional guidance and assistance on how to do that logically. We have Heart Chakra, unfurling back to love. This chakra card represents love in its many forms. It reminds you that everything in life can unfold into love or fear. When unfurled back enough, the foundation of all you seek lies in the universal desire and right to feel love and be loved. So reciprocity, okay? Equal. Love heals. God is love. This is the force that will change the world. Have compassion, expand your awareness, which is logic, and heart-centered radiance for all beings on the planet. Encapsulate Earth in loving compassion, bask in the blissful feeling of the planet in all of its perfect balance, loving you back. So no matter what you're asking for, this is saying that the universe is willing to offer you balance, to support you. And if this is in a relationship where there hasn't been a fair exchange or balance, this is telling you that you can get back to love and find that balance, but you may need some assistance. You may need some help with that. Okay, next we have move. Move. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. Says, it is stagnant, my dear. This energy you're carrying, it feels stuck within you. Just sitting there. Please be quiet. What? I know, I'll be done soon. Please be quiet. Sorry, guys. It says, move. It is stagnant, my dear. This energy you're carrying, it feels stuck within you. Just sitting there deep in your belly, resting upon your shoulders, etched across the lines of your face like an old rusty gate that simply won't open. But notice, my love, how easily the gate begins to work again when it's oiled and painted anew, awoken from its dormant position when it is simply moved again. You are no different, dear one. You too simply need to move. So again, I'm feeling this energy of a choice that you are wanting or desiring or even needing to make. All right. It looks like you're taking a look at it from a logical point of view, and Spirit wants you to bring some emotion back into it with the heart chakra. Don't block your abundance due to past experiences that may have caused you to believe that you're in this all alone, okay? Your next advice from your higher self is stop and regroup. Then we have time to clear all karmic debts, forgive, release across all timelines. So I do feel here some energy of being almost like something that you had loss or regret or pain around, right? That caused you to close off your heart chakra. And there may be some need here to forgive somebody or even yourself. I'm kind of feeling more that it's about you, but for some of you, you know exactly what this is, okay? There seems to be an energy around wanting some reciprocity, desiring to not always be alone. If this is about a relationship that you're considering leaving, hiring a lawyer, Spirit's saying stop and regroup, because there's some forgiveness and releasing that needs to happen. And with this King of Swords, with the move, I'm kind of feeling like what Spirit's saying is that stop and regroup before you take your next move. Movement is necessary here. I'm definitely seeing that, right? A decision needs to be made, but I think you're being asked to bring your heart into the decision, because you are having a hard time deciding here between whether or not you want to be independent or co-create, or depending on another person's generosity. And there is some forgiveness that needs to happen in this decision. That's what I think Spirit's saying, stop and regroup. Because, sometimes we make choices and we use our logical mind, we take our emotions out of it, and then we tend to cut off our nose to spite our face, right? So it does look like a choice, and movement is wanting to be had. Spirit wants you to not just make it from a place of logic, but to actually feel into it. And if there's forgiveness that needs to happen, or compassion or generosity, then that's something you might want to consider. And with professional assistance, this could be, asking for professional advice too, whether it's finances or relationship. All right. Your last card is the postcard from Spirit. Look at it. It's got a unicorn that says, "You are magic," on the back of it. It says, "Dear you, there is only one you, and you have a unique place in the universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic. And that means you have to be fully yourself. See, not just who you want to portray yourself as with this logical persona, but your authentic self, heart chakra. So that means you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others may want. Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards or expectations. Be proud of who you are and be courageous. Stand tall in your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement and will only lead you to success and ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Want what you have. Choose what your heart wants and know that your purpose is yours alone. No one else can claim your magic nor take it away. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities and give them a prominent place in your awareness, extraordinary things happen. Your life is a beautiful one. I do get this feeling here, like you have been giving away your power. And King of Swords is somebody who, is powerful, and they want things their way. And as long as you're doing that from a place of love and forgiveness and not a place of resentment and anger, I think that your choice, Spirit is saying, in this situation is to find balance, Six of Pentacles, and to possibly take a moment to get some advice and regroup before making this decision. Okay? And it's also, Spirit's also telling you that you are unique. Nine of Pentacles. You are uniquely you. And you need to embrace that to create this balance for yourself. But again, I think there's a warning here to do it from a place of compassion and not anger or resentment. Okay, so pile number 1, that is your quickie. I hope it resonates. If it doesn't, feel free to choose another pile. I'm going to move on now to pile number 2. What is the timestamp? Oops. Is 16:55. 16:55. All right. Pile number 2 is the purple aqua aura, I think it's called, or angel aura quartz. It's titanium coated and baked to make this beautiful color. All right, what is your tarot for pile number 2? Current situation and advice quickie. All right, so we have the 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. Boy, that 6 of Pentacles is showing up prominent here, isn't it? So 7 of Pentacles, this is investing in something, planting seeds, waiting for your abundance. This can be a healing. Something is growing. You've been feeding it a lot of your energy and time. And co-creating with others. This is an energy of, this is like group energy. This isn't just you. This is more than one person, is what I feel. Like it's going to take 2 people to invest in this with passion. Knight of Wands. There's an energy here too of sticking to it, right? The Knight of Wands can be very fiery, passionate, determined. It can be a message, but it also, the Knight of Wands doesn't always have staying power. It's like a match that burns really bright and then can fizzle out. So whatever situation you're facing here, it looks like time and investment and help with others, maybe even, again, generosity. 6 of Pentacles can be being willing to accept help from others, or being willing to give help to others. But I feel like with the 7 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, I feel like this is something that you're needing, Spirit saying needing, to put your time, energy, focus, and creative imagination into. And not to get bored, but to kind of have that staying power, right? See it through to the end. Don't give up before the miracle happens. There's a lot of growth happening here. So again, this could be finances because we got a lot of pentacles. This is creating something. This is investing your time and energy to create something, possibly to co-create something. And, I'm feeling with the waiting energy and this fast moving night that there needs to be a balance between procrastinating and following through. It's like you get lit up and fired up to do something, and then there's time that needs to happen, and you may lose your interest or become impatient. And Spirit's saying that, these seeds are growing. This is coming to fruition, whatever this is, whether it's love, romance, finances, career. If you keep investing and try not to be too impatient, find a balance between these two energies, right? Between waiting and rushing ahead. Balance needs to be had. And if this is romance, this is totally like you're over investing, and you need to be like, let's say you are one of these people that gives and gives and gives and gives into a relationship, and maybe you don't receive as much energy as you put in, and your person can kind of be the kind of person that is in and out, that doesn't always show up, that doesn't always stay. They show up, but they don't stay. And Spirit is saying here that, balance between these two energies is what's necessary in this situation. So let's take a look at the advice. We have loss. So this is somebody who had expectations of something, and there was a lot of emotion around it, because water's always emotions, and this guy's standing in the water. So this is, even though emotions aren't showing up here, I do feel like underneath the surface, like out on the outer external surface, you are simply not expressing or showing how deeply invested you are emotionally in something that you feel is escaping you, something like your ship sailed without you. And again, I am feeling, if this is relationship, this is somebody who comes back but doesn't stick around. This person could constantly be looking for their next adventure, their next best thing, leaving you feeling like you've been abandoned. So maybe you're investing too much in this. Let's take a look at what the other advice is. It says, Realm Bridger, as you raise your vibration and explore different states of consciousness, you may experience phenomena you believed only happened in fantasy stories. Through meditation and journeying, we invite a greater awareness of subtle realities. So this could also be a dream that you had in the past that you feel like, your ship never sailed. It never showed up for you. Because it says, as you raise your vibration and explore different states of consciousness, you may experience phenomena you believed only happened in fantasy stories. Through meditation and journeying, we invite a greater awareness of subtle realities. These realms can be amazing places to bring through pioneering ideas and creativity. This card is about bridging the seen and the unseen. Just as water changes from solid to gas to liquid, we can catch the intangible in other forms, metaphors, codes, or even maths that can form the path of the visionary. From the mind, please be quiet, Jess. Sorry, guys. From the mind and the heart, visions can merge into matter. Dream outside the box. It's time to create the foundation of our realities in a fresh, new way. Okay, so this may not be a relationship for some of you. It might be. But what I feel is like there's something that you were trying to create. and you invested a lot in it, and yet you are in a place of feeling this inability to have it, to create it, to actually physically manifest it. And so Spirit's asking you to raise your vibration and explore different states of consciousness in order to create a phenomenon that you believe only happens in fantasies. So this could be, a dream that you have, that you've been wanting to create and invest in, but you have an inner, because Realm Bridger is inner beliefs versus outer actions. And so there you have a belief system that you're not going to achieve it, that you're going to lose it, that it's gone, or it's a pipe dream, or not available. And you could be dealing with abandonment issues, which created this belief system, which is now creating a block or an imbalance. Not so much a block. I'm feeling an imbalance between the energy you put in versus the energy you expect to receive. Next, we have indulge. I can't do this. I shouldn't do that. I really need to start. What if we did away with lack and started living more fully, breathing more deeply, laughing more loudly, crying more deeply, eating more heartily? What if the only thing we placed a limit on was how much we place limits on ourselves? And so the question now becomes, what are you waiting for? The world is a juicy place, ripe and waiting for you to sink your teeth into. Abundance, right? Ripe and waiting. Ripe and waiting, which is kind of keywords for the Seven of Pentacles. So there is a belief system here, I believe, in your inner, your shadow, right? Your subconscious. There is a block here around in being worthy, indulging. It's like your inner dialogue. I can't do this, or I shouldn't do this, or I really need to start. This could be procrastination too, because like I said, it looks like, stop and go energy. So what if we did away with the lack mentality and started living more fully, right? Pursuing those dreams, turning this knight into a king or a queen, bridging the realm of beliefs. I can't, I shouldn't, or I really need to start. Breathing more deeply, laughing more loudly, crying more deeply, eating more heartily. This is taking a chance on you, taking your energy, focusing all of this beautiful healing energy in investing in yourself, and finding that balance. And maybe, just maybe, if there's been a situation or a person who didn't show up for you, or only showed up, in and out without commitment, then maybe it's time for you to take all that energy you've been placing on them and turn it back on yourself and indulge in the things that you love. Turn it down, Jess. Thank you. All right, message from your higher self. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. You're powerful and smart. I think confidence could be an issue with you on this situation, and probably through some kind of a life event or experience that caused you to doubt yourself. Let's get you a postcard from Spirit. Dearest you, you're a chatty bunch over here. Or I'm sorry, I'm going to hold it up because I'm not reading well today. You guys can pause it and read it for yourself just in case I screw it up. It says, dearest you, we are a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through the language of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Right now, you're facing a situation in which you're being asked to have integrity, to be clear, and learn how to ask for your own needs to be met. The first step is to admit out loud that you have needs. The second is to ask out loud for them to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, organization, or even us to bring the answer to you. When you follow these steps, you can most definitely expect an answer in your favor. Affirmative, we say, loving you so very much. On the back is you are divine beauty. So this is a confidence issue. Your self-confidence has been somehow injured or shattered through a loss, and spirit is telling you to ask and you shall receive. Trust your intuition, the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities. Allow yourself to indulge in things that you love, that make you feel lit up and inspired, and to have faith in your own value and worthiness. Okay, so I love you guys. Pile number 2. I hope that resonated. I hope that helped you with some kind of a situation or decision that you've been trying to get clarity on. And I am now going to move on to pile number 3 at 3131. There's a nice round number, 3131. Pile number 3. What is your quickie reading and advice for your current situation? So now listen, guys, I used the Twin Flame Tarot deck because I only had 3 decks that didn't have reversals in them, and I didn't want to use reversals in this. So if you don't resonate with being a twin flame, it's okay. I'm going to read it like a normal tarot deck. However, if you do resonate with being a twin flame and you serendipitously, which I don't believe in serendipity, but if you chose this pile, then that could be an extra, kind of confirmation for you that you didn't even know that it was a twin flame pile, and yet you chose it. So take it as it resonates, but I'm going to read it like it's a regular deck. All right, so what is going on in my pile number 3's lives? Okay, so we have lack mentality, lone wolf, feeling left out in the cold, somebody who you could even be like an introvert, somebody who doesn't play well with others, or you might just believe that you may be lonely and believe that you've been somehow unworthy of whatever it is you're trying to create for yourself, whether it's a relationship, you know what your situation is, but there's lack mentality here. There's a feeling of not being worthy, not being good enough, which seems to be a bit of a theme in today's quickie. Okay. But you're feeling isolated and alone. And then you've got this judgment card, karma review. This is, an awakening. This is a call to action. This is taking a look at the past and reevaluating, reassessing a certain situation. This could be someone or something from the past with the judgment card. This could also be needing to make a decision. I feel like this is somebody you're missing, or a situation that you're feeling, you're reminiscing and missing about, because we have the 4 of Cups. It says missed opportunity. With the judgment here, this is a choice. Again, all 3 piles seem to be a choice. But, judgment. You need to make a judgment call about something that keeps coming around for you, some, a pattern or a person. And this is something that you're not sure if you want it. You might be unhappy with your current situation and being asked to make a change with judgment. Because the 4 of Cups is my no thank you. I'm not interested. It's boring. I'm unhappy. And with the 5 of Pentacles, this could be that your current situation, whatever it is, whether it's finances and career or family or romance relationship, you're just feeling alone and bored and neglected, right? And if not, this could literally be, I'm feeling for some of you introvert, like you're an introvert, like you prefer to be alone because you're not interested in any of the stuff that has been brought to you. And if that's the case, there's something from your past that needs to be either healed, reassessed, relooked at, or it could be coming back. Because judgment is always like something that you thought was dead and gone, being given an opportunity to rebirth or to pass up. So let's get you some advice. Ooh, teacher. Your advice is to seek counsel. Find somebody, find somebody. I'm hearing find somebody who has been there and done that. And for some of you, if there's a person coming back from your past, karma review, it could be a lesson. It might have been a very harsh lesson that you are now, like, maybe you're being tested by the universe and, do you want this? Or are you willing to let this pass you by? There seems to be some sort of a lesson here and somebody teaching that lesson. So if you're looking for guidance, you need to seek out counsel with a teacher to help you to learn how to navigate this. If you aren't resonating with that energy, if this is somebody from your past, this could be somebody who came into your life because there's a karmic lesson here. There's a karmic lesson to be learned around self-worth and desire. Like feeling depressed, alone, and uninterested. Or it could, like I said, with judgment, missed opportunity, could be somebody from your past that ghosted you that is coming back around for a new look at, for a new decision. And there's a lesson in it. What's your advice? We have merging with the divine. This image captures the merging of time beyond space and kaleidoscopic wisdom that penetrates our being. We have lived in many worlds, all interconnected. They uphold the lessons they carry as messages of transformation. Lessons. There's a lesson here, probably a karmic lesson. Their synergy creates the expansion of the universe. Gaze into the place where the light between our stardust can become anything, and collective evolution is part of a grander story. When we simply let go, we become all that we have been seeking and glimpse the greater dream. Meditate on the idea that everything that ever was and ever will be is happening simultaneously right now across multiple dimensions. This feels to me like timelines, right? Everything is happening simultaneously. So this could be past life stuff for you. This could be a lesson that you have reincarnated many times to be able to learn. And you need to really allow yourself to create beyond that lesson, right? Gaze into the place where the light between our stardust can become anything. And collective evolution is part of a grander story. You could even resonate with being a light worker, here to help teach people how to overcome this feeling of being alone and missing out on the blessings. There seems to be a bit of an awakening happening here. I'm seeing a change of seasons. I'm seeing going from the winter to the sun rising after a storm. It's like going from the cold, weathering the storm, and seeing a new dawn rising, merging with the divine. This could be you literally going through an awakening, learning spiritual lessons, and clearing old karmic debts. I'm hearing forgiveness of something from your past that you probably reincarnated and have experienced more than once. So let's get you some more advice. We have practice, sitting in stillness, letting all thoughts subside, allowing the creativity to flow through your veins. How juicy, how ripe to sit in this place of being, in this place of practice. But tell me, is your practice becoming a chore? Is it starting to feel heavy? Another thing to check off your list? Does it seem impossible to sneak even just 20 minutes of practice into each day? When your practice feels cumbersome, simply remember your practice knows not a container. In fact, the essence of your practice is delicately yet deeply interwoven into the very fabric of your life. This is you. Yeah, you are a student. And, I always talk on my channel here about how we become the initiate, right? That's the awakening. And then we become the student, and you have a teacher. And then we become the adept, and the adept is practicing what the divine has been teaching you, or this teacher has been teaching you. And so instead of sitting, in the Four of Cups, it's usually the divine handing you a cup of fulfillment, of, filling your cup, giving you something new, something different. But sometimes you're so stuck in the past that you trick yourself into believing that it's going to be just like all the other times. And so I'm feeling for some of you, you could even date and find yourself constantly attracting the same kind of person that ghosts you or walks away from you. And they're all lessons, right? They're lessons about knowing your own self-worth, about seeing the patterns, seeing the red flags, and practice. Don't take it as you're not worthy, or that every person that comes into your life, or if it's not a person, situation, every situation that comes into your life doesn't have to be repetitive. There's a lesson here for you to integrate. And these situations that keep popping up for you, possibly from your past or repeat situations, it's because you're being asked to look at it with new eyes. You're being asked to go within and to somehow, some way, change your perception and to practice, right? Don't take it personal. It's just a lesson that you need, like when you're learning math, if you hate math and this is I'm not interested in math, and yet math seems to be something you're needing on your journey, then you're going to need to learn math and practice it until you become well-versed. And so there's a lesson here, some kind of karmic review that keeps appearing in your life, that you are trying to learn the lesson and implement it in your life. And Spirit wants to remind you that it's practice. Okay? So the difference between a master and a student is that the master has failed 1,000 times more or more, right? Many more times. And so so you are the student, and in order to become the master, there's practice. And I feel like this practice is something you're tired of experiencing. You're wanting change, and yet you're not quite there yet. You haven't integrated the lesson in order to create the change that you desire. So what is your your message from your higher self is journal your journey and watch for patterns. I do believe you keep repeating patterns. And in order to break free from those patterns, you need to first be able to recognize them and know them and see them, right? It's like subconscious needs to come to awareness. So you should journal your journey and watch for patterns. All right, next we have, as your final message, we have a postcard from Spirit. We have Celebrate Life. And it says, Dearest you, we need you to know that you can change things miraculously for you and everyone and make things right. It's never too late. Forgiveness, see, I told you I felt forgiveness here. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the burden of an old story, one in which you were a victim of someone else's actions or your own. You don't need to carry this around. You can set yourself free. Even advocating for good because of this experience requires your forgiveness to be effective. Forgiveness is not about condoning things that were done. It's about letting yourself off the hook from carrying the burden. Resentment and hurt are like viruses that spread to others, and that is the opposite of what you really desire, right? Imagine what your life would be like without the burdens that you carry when you do not forgive. I was feeling forgiveness, even though it's not really here. Intuitively, I was feeling forgiveness for you. And so I believe that you have been somehow, some way, experienced victim mentality, being abandoned or unchosen or unloved or feeling unworthy or not good enough. And this is a pattern that keeps repeating itself in your life. And there are choices and judgments that you make when you're presented with those tests that you keep making from a place of lack. And so in order to step into, it looks like you're going to become a teacher, by the way, in the future of this very venture. Okay. Kind of like me. That's what I do. I'm on a journey, and I am teaching others how to get as far as I am. Now, I don't feel like I have found my end of the journey, and I feel like we are on this journey together. But I believe you are a student who is practicing to become the adept, so that in the future you can become the master teacher. And it's a journey that Spirit is very present in, trying to bring you opportunities to make better choices and to change your belief systems around what you're capable of, and to choose to be the victor instead of the victim, and to know your worth. This is about self-love. And so this is your advice, is that you need to you need to journal and find the place where you make decisions that end up putting you right back in a place of feeling abandoned, alone, unloved, unworthy. And as you practice making better choices and focusing love on yourself and healing somebody's there, you've been traumatized somewhere many times for some of you. But there's the original sin. I'm hearing the original sin, that you have a need or desire to find forgiveness and acceptance whether it's something you did to someone else. I don't feel that, by the way. I feel like it's somebody did it to you. It could have been in your childhood. It could be in your family, or it could be an ex-love, but there does seem to be some huge disappointments and opportunities in your life where you have not had the confidence to be in your own power, because I feel like somebody might have robbed that from you. So your advice is empowerment, better choices, practice, 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 meditation. I do believe that you are going to eventually find forgiveness, and you're going to teach others how to overcome these obstacles yourself. And remember that, for me personally, I had some very traumatic childhood occurrences that happened with a person that died before I had an opportunity to really seek forgiveness or give forgiveness, depending on your situation. And so the fact that this is saying that all timelines exist in the now moment is saying that you can absolutely still find the healing that you need with that soul, whether they're alive or dead, in your presence. I did a healing journey where I didn't I did it through meditation. I invited people in that had harmed me and had a reckoning with them, and I forgave them with God's grace, not because they deserved it, but because I deserved it. And so I nullified the debt and I forgave them across all timelines so that I wouldn't reincarnate with them over and over and over again, or create them over and over and over again in order to learn that lesson. So I feel like you're stuck in a pattern. If you journal your journey, you will see the patterns, and then you will be able to clear out that pain or trauma from either this life or a past life. I'm feeling like both. And you don't need to do it with the person. You can do it with their soul, with their spirit. And it doesn't matter if they're dead or alive. You can do it in the etheric, because we are all one. We are all one. One universal source in expression. So whether you call it God or the universe or source or whatever your religion or belief system is, there is a connection between us and all that is. And so you don't need to knock on their door or call them up on the phone unless you're guided to. You can do this in the etheric, in meditation. And if you're called to call them up or have a conversation, then do that too. But this is a pattern that Spirit is trying to teach you, and you will learn it, because I see in the future you teaching others how to overcome the same problem. So that's your message, guys. Yours wasn't as big of a quickie as the others, but I kind of feel service in your reading, like you are a light worker or here on a journey that is eventually going to lead you to service to others. Okay? I love you guys. Namaste. I'll see you on the next one.